One of the most exciting and yet most daunting tasks in building this layout was going to be the installation of the overhead line equipment, but I soon realised that until I could do anything with that, I would need to put the station platforms in place, because in the station area most of the gantries will be mounted on the platforms themselves. The platforms are constructed of a low wall made of thick card, topped by a cardboard platform surface, and I chose a colour that would be easy to paint in a concrete sort of colour to replicate the sort of platform you'd expect at a station like this. And it had to be at the height to match the platform which came as part of the station building that I'd already bought second hand on eBay and was about to be fitted on the station. So that had to be detailed first and ready to be put into place before I could build the platforms that would go right next to it. Once the platforms were in place, clearances were tested by running a variety of locomotives and rolling stock along the platforms from the track to see just whether they would clear or not. Some did, most did, but some did foul the platforms here and there, and a certain amount of light trimming had to take place in order to get everything to work properly. Once that was done, I was confident that I'd go ahead and install the overhead line gantries in the station area and then proceed with putting the gantries on the main track. So now it was time to read the Sommerfeld overhead line equipment manual, take a deep breath and begin installing the overhead line equipment itself. Complicated, fiddly, but very rewarding when done. A Swiss Alpine layout needs to have a cable car system of some sort, and it seemed to me if I was going to install this, now would be a good time before it became more difficult with having a lot of overhead line masts in the foreground which I'd have to reach over. Furthermore, it gave me a bit of a break from the fiddly task of producing the overhead line equipment. So here we go with the cable car system. Once I had that working to my satisfaction, I could see what sort of space I had left for putting the gantries down for the overhead line equipment, and so I began to resume the task of making the masts and gantries and installing the rest of the line equipment, taking a break to do a bit more work on the station, which would need to be completed before any canopies were put up there, and then finishing the last of the overhead line equipment apart from where it would enter the tunnels at the end of the layout, which had still to be finalised when I would start work on the next board.